When my neighbor cornered me last month asking for dog supply recommendations, I had a minor crisis. I'm the aquarium guy. I spend weekends calibrating water parameters and debating protein skimmer efficiency. Dogs? Not exactly my expertise. But then I thought back to helping my sister prep for her golden retriever puppy 3 years ago, and how we burned through money on stuff that looked essential but absolutely wasn't. That whole experience taught me something useful. Whether you're cycling a new reef tank or getting ready for a puppy, the fundamentals always matter more than the flashy extras. My name is Kenji Takahashi, and today I'm walking you through the 7 supply categories that actually matter for new dog owners, plus the specific products that won't end up in a donation box 6 months from now. You're tuning in to Total Pet Parent Podcast. Quick heads up before we dive in, everything you're about to hear comes from real research and is written by actual subject matter experts, but the voice you're hearing right now is AI generated. Just wanted to be upfront about that. I'm genuinely glad you're here, especially if you've been listening for a bit and keep coming back. And if this is your first episode, welcome aboard. We drop new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, covering all corners of pet care. So let's jump into today's topic. The quick verdict here is straightforward. You need 7 core categories covered: food and water bowls, quality nutrition, a properly fitted collar and leash, identification, a comfortable bed, grooming basics, and training supplies. And within each category, the specific products you choose matter significantly for both your dog's well-being and your sanity during those crucial first weeks. Now, let's talk about what actually separates useful supplies from garage sale fodder. Size appropriateness and growth considerations are probably the most critical factor I've seen people overlook. A Labrador puppy and a Chihuahua puppy need completely different equipment scales, and what's safe for one can be dangerous for the other. Collars need to fit with the 2-finger rule. You should be able to slip 2 fingers comfortably between the collar and your dog's neck. And if you're bringing home a puppy that will double or triple in size, you'll need to factor in replacements every few weeks during growth spurts. Bowls need to be appropriately sized too. A Great Dane puppy benefits from elevated feeding stations to reduce neck strain, while small breeds do better with shallow, wide dishes that don't interfere with their whiskers and facial structure. The same goes for beds, crates, and even toys. A Kong toy sized for a German Shepherd is a choking hazard for a Pomeranian. Material safety and durability matter more than I initially realized when helping my sister shop. Stainless steel bowls are worth the extra few dollars over plastic because they don't harbor bacteria in scratches, they're dishwasher safe, and dogs can't chew them to pieces. Yes, some determined puppies will destroy plastic bowls. For collars and leashes, you want reinforced stitching and rust-proof hardware. Those little details become obvious when a leash clip fails during a walk or a poorly stitched collar comes apart. Look for products that meet safety standards, particularly with bedding and toys, where flame-retardant chemicals and small detachable parts can pose risks. Natural materials like cotton, hemp, and untreated leather often outlast synthetic alternatives and present fewer allergy concerns, though they typically cost more upfront. Age-appropriate design features shift depending on whether you're bringing home a puppy, adult dog, or senior. Puppies need everything in smaller sizes initially, plus supplies specifically designed for teething and house training. Softer collar materials to protect developing necks, easily washable bedding for inevitable accidents, and puppy training aids that support the learning process. Adult dogs can use standard equipment, but rescue dogs or those transitioning from another home might benefit from calming features like covered beds that provide den-like security. Seniors require orthopedic support in bedding, potentially raised food bowls if they have arthritis, and gentler grooming tools for sensitive, aging skin. I watched my sister's dog go through all 3 life stages, and the equipment that worked perfectly at 8 weeks was completely wrong by 8 years. Training compatibility and behavioral support should influence your choices across multiple supply categories, particularly if you're a first-time owner. The collar you choose affects your ability to properly introduce leash training. Standard flat collars work for most dogs, but some breeds or particularly strong pullers might need a martingale collar or front clip harness from the start to prevent pulling from becoming an ingrained habit. Your training treats need to be small, low-calorie, and motivating, which sounds simple until you realize that what works for one dog is completely ignored by another. Even your choice of food bowls can support training goals. Slow feeder bowls help prevent gulping and bloat in fast eaters, while puzzle feeders provide mental stimulation for high-energy breeds that need more than just basic meals. Veterinary and professional recommendations kept coming up when I talked to my sister's vet during those first puppy months. Certain products have endorsements from the American Kennel Club or recommendations from veterinary behaviorists, which provides a baseline of confidence, especially for new owners who don't have experience judging quality. Food should meet AAFCO standards for your dog's life stage, and understanding AAFCO dog food standards helps you read labels effectively rather than falling for marketing language. Grooming tools should be designed specifically for dogs. Human nail clippers don't cut at the right angle for dog nails, and human shampoos have pH levels that damage canine skin. When professionals consistently recommend certain product types or features, there's usually solid reasoning behind it, even if it's not immediately obvious to someone just entering the dog ownership world. Cleanability and maintenance requirements are something I think about constantly with aquarium equipment, and the same principle applies to dog supplies. If something can't be easily cleaned, it will become disgusting faster than you'd believe possible. Removable, machine-washable bed covers are essential. Dishwasher-safe food and water bowls save enormous time. Leashes and collars that can be wiped down or thrown in the washing machine stay fresher and last longer. I've seen friends give up on perfectly functional products simply because they were too much hassle to keep clean. And with a new dog, especially a puppy, you'll be cleaning things far more frequently than you expect going into it. Moving on to our top picks for new dog essential supplies. First up, stainless steel dog bowl set with an elevated stand. The Neater Pet brand's elevated dog bowls represents what I wish my sister had started with. It's a combined food and water station that grows with your dog through adjustable height settings. This particular set includes 2 stainless steel bowls, each holding about 3 cups for medium breeds, mounted in a stand that elevates them off the ground. The entire thing features a silicone mat underneath that catches spills and prevents sliding across your kitchen floor during enthusiastic eating sessions. The elevated design promotes better digestion and reduces neck strain, particularly important for larger breeds and deep-chested dogs prone to bloat. And the stainless steel construction means you're not dealing with the bacterial buildup and scratching issues that plague plastic alternatives. Check the link below to see the current price. On the plus side, you get 3 adjustable height settings that accommodate puppies through full-grown adults. The dishwasher-safe stainless steel bowls resist bacteria and don't retain odors. The integrated spill mat catches water drips and food spills, protecting your floors. It has a stable, non-slip base that prevents tipping during vigorous eating sessions. And the bowls remove easily for cleaning and refilling. On the downside, height adjustments require complete disassembly, making it awkward to change on the fly. The spill mat, while functional, shows every water spot and requires frequent wiping. It takes up considerably more floor space than simple bowls, and it's not ideal for very small breeds under 10 pounds, even at the lowest setting. Next, Wellness Core Grain-Free Dry Dog Food. The Wellness Core Grain-Free Original Deboned Turkey line provides what I'd consider foundational nutrition for new dogs when you're not sure what they've been eating previously. High protein content, minimum 34%, balanced omega fatty acids for coat health, and AAFCO certification for all life stages. The deboned turkey and chicken meal formula includes glucosamine for joint support and probiotics for digestive health, both particularly valuable during the stress of transitioning to a new home. What I appreciate about this particular food is that Wellness makes it easy to transition between their formulas if you discover your dog has sensitivities. They offer puppy-specific, adult, and senior variations, so you can stick with a brand your dog tolerates as they age. Check the link below to see the current price. The positives here: high-quality animal proteins as first ingredients, deboned turkey, turkey meal, chicken meal. The grain-free formula reduces common allergen exposure for dogs with sensitivities. It includes added glucosamine and chondroitin for joint health from puppyhood forward. It's available in multiple protein options like turkey, salmon, lamb for dogs with specific preferences, and it's made in USA facilities with quality control standards. The negatives: premium pricing means approximately double the cost per pound compared to standard grocery store brands. Some dogs experience loose stools during the transition period due to high protein content. Grain-free formulas remain somewhat controversial regarding potential DCM connections, though this specific brand hasn't been implicated. And the kibble size in the standard formula is quite large, requiring breaking apart for small breeds. Then we have the Martingale dog collar. The Blueberry Pet Essentials Classic Solid Nylon Martingale collar solved a problem my sister faced immediately with her golden puppy, who backed out of her first flat collar during week 2. Martingale collars tighten slightly when the dog pulls, but can't choke because they have a limited closure design. They're particularly valuable for dogs with heads narrower than their necks, like greyhounds, or for any puppy still learning leash manners. This particular version features reflective stitching for visibility during early morning or evening walks, heavy-duty nylon webbing that holds up to weather and chewing attempts, and a range of sizes that accommodate everything from Chihuahuas to Great Danes with proper measurement. Check the link below to see the current price. The advantages: limited closure design prevents choking while still providing secure control. Reflective stitching enhances visibility during low-light walks. Durable nylon webbing and reinforced stitching withstands pulling and weather exposure. It's available in multiple widths appropriate for different dog sizes and neck sensitivities, and it's machine washable for easy maintenance. The disadvantages: the adjustment mechanism isn't intuitive initially and requires watching a tutorial video for proper fitting. Metal hardware can become uncomfortably cold in winter weather. It's not suitable for tying out or unsupervised wear, designed for leash walking only. And some dogs with thick coats experience matting where the collar sits if worn constantly. Now for the 6-foot padded handle leash. The Maxa Neo reflective nylon leash checks every practical box I look for after watching friends struggle with cheap leashes that cause hand blisters or snap at inopportune moments. The 6-foot length provides the standard distance recommended by most trainers, long enough for dogs to explore slightly during walks, but short enough to maintain control in busy areas. The padded neoprene handle makes a genuine difference when you're working with a dog who hasn't learned loose leash walking yet. The heavy-duty nylon webbing includes reflective threading throughout rather than just a strip, making you visible from multiple angles during early morning or evening walks. And the company's Buy One, Donate One model means they donate a leash to rescue organizations with every purchase. Check the link below to see the current price. What works well? The padded neoprene handle significantly reduces hand fatigue and prevents rope burn during training sessions. 360-degree reflective threading provides excellent visibility in low-light conditions. Heavy-duty zinc alloy clasp rates for dogs up to 200 pounds. Standard 6-foot length complies with most public leash laws and training protocols. And it's durable enough to withstand years of daily use and machine washable. What doesn't work as well? The handle padding, while comfortable, takes forever to dry if it gets soaked. 6 feet doesn't provide enough length for recall practice in open areas. The clasp, though strong, is bulky and occasionally catches on the dog's collar ring at awkward angles. And there's no traffic handle near the clip for situations requiring immediate close control. Let's talk about personalized dog ID tags. The Go Tag's personalized stainless steel pet ID tag represents insurance that costs roughly the price of a coffee, but could literally save your dog's life if they slip out the door during those chaotic first weeks when they're still learning their new environment. Engraved stainless steel tags don't fade or become illegible like printed tags. They withstand years of wear, and this particular brand offers deep engraving that remains readable even after the surface gets scratched. You can fit 4 lines of information, typically your dog's name, your phone number, and potentially a secondary contact or critical medical information if your dog has conditions like epilepsy or diabetes that emergency responders need to know about. Check the link below to see the current price. The strengths. Deep laser engraving remains legible indefinitely, unlike surface printing. Stainless steel construction resists rust, corrosion, and general wear. It's available in multiple shapes and sizes appropriate for different collar widths. Ships quickly with same-day engraving, arriving within days for new dog preparation. And it includes a split ring for immediate attachment. The weaknesses. The engraving depth, while durable, makes the text smaller and harder to read for people with vision issues. Metal tags create jingling noise that bothers some owners and dogs constantly. Limited character count per line means abbreviating information. And there's no option for color customization or decorative elements if you care about aesthetics. Next is the orthopedic dog bed. The Fur Haven orthopedic dog bed with removable cover became essential when my sister's puppy refused to sleep anywhere except the human bed, and we needed something genuinely comfortable enough to compete. The orthopedic foam provides joint support that's valuable even for young dogs. Preventing problems is easier than fixing them. The waterproof liner between the foam and the removable cover protects against house training accidents without creating the crinkly plastic sheet noise that some waterproof beds have. The bolstered edges create a sense of security that many dogs instinctively prefer, that den-like feeling. And the entire cover zips off for machine washing, which happened approximately twice weekly during the puppy phase. Check the link below to see the current price. What's good? Medical-grade orthopedic foam provides genuine joint support, not just marketing fluff. Waterproof inner liner protects foam from accidents while remaining quiet and flexible. Machine washable removable cover simplifies cleaning during house training phase. Bolstered edges provide security and headrest support dogs instinctively seek. And it's available in sizes from small for dogs under 15 pounds to jumbo for dogs over 100 pounds. What's not as good? It takes 24 to 48 hours to fully expand after unboxing, which is frustrating when you need it immediately. The waterproof liner, while functional, can make the bed slightly warmer than alternatives, potentially uncomfortable in summer. Dogs who dig or nest before lying down can bunch up the cover despite the non-slip bottom. And there's an initial chemical smell from the foam that requires airing out before use. Finally, slicker brush and nail clipper set. The Hertzgo self-cleaning slicker brush paired with a quality nail clipper set gives you the fundamental grooming tools every new dog owner needs, regardless of coat type. The slicker brush features fine bent wire bristles that remove loose undercoat, detangle mats before they become serious problems, and distribute natural oils through the coat. And the self-cleaning mechanism means you push a button to retract the bristles, releasing collected fur rather than picking it out manually. The nail clippers should be safety guard style, preventing you from cutting too deeply into the quick, with sharp stainless steel blades that make clean cuts rather than crushing the nail. Check the link below to see the current price. The benefits. Self-cleaning retraction button removes collected fur without manual picking.
Fine, bent bristles effectively remove loose undercoat without scratching skin. Comfortable, ergonomic handle reduces hand fatigue during longer grooming sessions. Works effectively on both short and long-haired breeds with appropriate pressure adjustment. And it has durable construction that withstands regular use and occasional washing. The drawbacks: the self-cleaning mechanism sometimes sticks after the brush collects damp fur, requiring manual assistance. Wire bristles can scratch human hands if you accidentally brush yourself. I learned this the hard way. It's not ideal for very short coats like pit bulls or boxers, where a rubber curry comb works better. And the bristle density, while effective, can be uncomfortable for dogs with sensitive skin if used with too much pressure. Let's get into some frequently asked questions. What supplies do I absolutely need before bringing home a new dog? You need 7 non-negotiables before your dog arrives. Appropriately sized food and water bowls, at least a week's supply of whatever food they've been eating, even if you plan to switch later, because sudden changes cause digestive upset. A properly fitted collar with ID tag attached, a 6-foot leash, a comfortable bed or crate with bedding, basic grooming supplies appropriate for their coat type, and cleaning supplies specifically designed for pet accidents. I watched my sister scramble without proper cleaning supplies during the first house training accident, and regular household cleaners don't break down the enzymes in urine, which means the smell persists and dogs return to the same spot. Beyond these fundamentals, everything else like toys, training treats, fancy accessories can be added during the first week once you understand your individual dog's preferences and needs.
Should I buy puppy-specific supplies or just get adult-sized equipment? The decision depends on your dog's age and expected adult size, but puppies require size-appropriate equipment that you'll replace as they grow, particularly collars, harnesses, and crates. A collar that fits properly on a 10-week-old Labrador puppy will be far too small by 16 weeks, and you'll likely go through 3 or 4 collars before they reach full size, around 12 to 18 months. What I've found works best is buying adjustable equipment where possible. Collars with several inches of adjustment range, harnesses with multiple buckle points, and planning for replacements of anything that can't adjust. Crates are the exception, where buying for adult size makes sense if you use divider panels to section off appropriate space as the puppy grows, preventing them from using one end as a bathroom. Food-related items like bowls can start adult-sized unless you have a toy breed, and beds should match current size because puppies who feel lost in enormous beds often won't use them. How much should I budget for starter supplies for a new dog? Expect to spend between $200 to $400 on essential supplies before your dog arrives, with significant variation based on dog size, whether you're adopting a puppy or adult, and whether you choose budget or premium options within each category. Breaking down approximate costs, quality food and water bowls run $20 to $40 for a set. A week's premium dog food costs $10 to $25 depending on size. Collars range $10 to $25, leashes run $15 to $30, ID tags cost $8 to $15, beds span $30 to $80 depending on size and features, and basic grooming supplies total $25 to $50. That covers the bare minimum, but realistically, you'll want to add a crate for $40 to $120, training treats for $10 to $20, cleaning supplies for $15 to $25, and some basic toys for $20 to $40. Puppies add costs for house training supplies like pads or attractant sprays. I've seen friends try to cut corners with $100 budgets, and they inevitably spend more replacing poor quality items that break or don't function properly. Buying decent equipment once costs less than buying cheap equipment 3 times. Large breeds cost more across nearly every category simply because everything needs to be bigger and more robust. What's the best type of collar for a brand new dog? For most new dogs, a standard flat nylon or leather collar with a secure buckle provides the safest starting point. But the specific best option depends on your individual dog's size, strength, and behavioral tendencies. Flat collars work well for dogs who don't pull excessively, but puppies still learning leash manners and breeds with narrow heads benefit from martingale collars that prevent backing out while providing limited correction without choking. Avoid retractable leashes and prong or choke collars initially. New dogs are still building trust, and harsh corrections during those crucial first weeks can damage your developing relationship. If you're bringing home a rescue dog or adult with unknown training history, start with the gentlest effective option. Measure carefully using the two-finger rule. You should fit 2 fingers comfortably between collar and neck. And check fit weekly during puppyhood, since growth happens faster than you expect. A properly fitted collar 1 week can become dangerously tight just days later in a rapidly growing large breed puppy. Can I use the same supplies for different size dogs if I have multiple pets? Bowls, beds, and toys must be individually sized, but leashes, some grooming tools, and cleaning supplies can typically be shared across multiple dogs, regardless of size. Food and water bowls need to be appropriately sized for each dog's face structure and eating style. A Great Dane can't comfortably eat from a Chihuahua's bowl, and small dogs can drown in water buckets sized for large breeds. Yes, it happens. Beds must fit the individual dog's body size and sleeping style, and toys designed for large dogs present choking hazards for small dogs, while toys for small dogs get destroyed instantly by large dogs. However, a 6-foot leash works for any dog size, and grooming brushes, while optimized for specific coat types, can be used across multiple dogs if they share similar coat characteristics. Where I've seen problems arise is with shared feeding equipment, which can spread parasites and create resource guarding behavior, and shared toys between mismatched sizes, which creates genuine safety risks. When setting up for multiple dogs, budget for individual essentials like bowls, beds, collars, appropriately sized toys, and shared universals like leashes, cleaning supplies, some grooming tools. Here's the bottom line. Setting up properly for a new dog means investing in quality fundamentals rather than accumulating accessories you don't actually need. The best supplies for new dog owners prioritize safety, durability, and items that genuinely support training and bonding during those critical first weeks. In my experience helping people prepare, the owners who focus on getting the 7 core categories right, feeding equipment, appropriate nutrition, proper identification, comfortable sleeping space, basic grooming tools, training supplies, and cleaning products, have dramatically smoother transitions than those who buy randomly or cheap out on essentials. Your dog doesn't need a closet full of toys or designer accessories, but they absolutely need properly fitted equipment, quality food that meets their nutritional requirements, and tools that make training and daily care manageable for you as a new owner. Start with these fundamentals. Observe your individual dog's needs and preferences during the first week, then build from there based on actual requirements rather than marketing or assumptions. The money you invest in quality starter supplies pays dividends in easier training, better health outcomes, and significantly less frustration during those sometimes overwhelming early months of dog ownership. And honestly, watching a new dog settle comfortably into a well-prepared home makes the entire preparation process worth the effort. That wraps up this episode of Total Pet Parent Podcast. Thanks for listening all the way through. We're back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with new episodes, so there's always something coming down the pipeline. If you got something useful out of this one, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a 5-star rating and write a quick review. It genuinely makes a difference because that's how other people find the show when they're searching for reliable pet advice. And while you're at it, hit subscribe or follow so you get notified the second a new episode drops. I'll see you in the next one.